Today I am answering a viewer's question on whether she should choose regulatory affairs or QA. Guys, stay tuned. Hey guys, it's Brian back at you with another video where my goal is to mentor you to a rewarding career and to help you create a life you're proud of. And in that endeavor, I am answering a viewer's question on whether she should choose QA or regulatory affairs, and she's got a lot more other issues that are behind that question, of which we are going to get into. Now, if this is your first time here, guys, I help mentor students, recent grads, as well as young adults and not so young adults who maybe are thinking about switching up their career, or they just want to develop new skills to help them create a life they're proud of. And if you have a question that you want me to answer for a future video, please send them to me. I'll answer it in a video just like this. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out when it gets published. Alright, so let's get into the topic. And this person's question starts off with, recently came across your videos on YouTube and would like advice on whether to go into quality assurance or regulatory affairs. My background is in medicine. I went to medical school, completed 4 years, but didn't graduate due to some hardships in my personal life. Hope you can help me decide. So this person messaged me on LinkedIn, and I felt that one paragraph wasn't enough, and I actually replied to this person asking for some clarification, because the viewer did mention there were some personal hardships. So let's see here. So yes, I would love to return to medicine because becoming a medical doctor has always been my passion. However, returning to medicine may not be an option for me, or at least that's what my school tells me, since there has been a long gap in my medical education. The hardship I encountered in my life involves domestic abuse. I was in a 7-year abusive marriage, finally decided to leave because I started fearing for my life and the safety of my child. I was at the end of my medical education at the time when I fled my home, and I was forced to discontinue. 3 years later, I'm finally done with my divorce and ready to build my life. I tried returning to medical school to at least get my degree, as that would open up many doors for me. The school is making it impossible for me to pick up where I left off. I'm a single mother to an 8-year-old boy. I need to financially provide for my minor child, so I started looking for jobs. I have a BA in biology and 2 years of clinical research experience. I would like to re-enter the world of work, but don't know which direction. Regulatory affairs versus quality assurance. I don't have experience in either field, but I am a fast learner and would like to start working as soon as possible. How can I land a job in either field with my background? My applications for clinical research associate positions got turned down because I have not worked in research for over 10 years. The gap is really holding me back, and I have to start somewhere. I'm well educated and highly motivated. I need guidance and someone to take a chance with offering me a job so I can provide for my child. It's been a real struggle. I'm really trying to network and see what skill set I can add to my resume to help me land a job as soon as possible. Sorry about the long message. Look forward to hearing from you. Wow, what an email. What a request. Thank you for sending that to me, and I really wish you all the best. I know that is not an easy situation that you're in, so I'm going to do my best to answer this, but there's a lot of information. I wish we had a session together, but I'm going to do the best I can with the information I have. All right, so let's talk about the first thing, that is, you want to become a doctor. Well, my advice to you is do whatever you possibly can to become a doctor. I mean, that's going to open so many doors, like you said. It's going to give you the financial stability that you're probably craving for. And it's going to give you the right career that you've been working so hard for. You've invested a lot of your life and your time into becoming a doctor. So you should do whatever you can. Go explore other schools, go to explore other institutions, go see what other countries or territories you can get into that would recognize the level of education that you currently have. Or if you do have to take a step back, really consider if you are able to take a step back, but in order for you to get 5 steps forward and become a doctor ultimately, because that is going to be the ideal situation. I really would hate for you to rule that out this early in the game. I want to make sure that you've exhausted every effort before you come to the decision that you cannot be a doctor. Okay, so rule number 1, game plan number 1 is go explore every possible opportunity, every possible door that you can, to see if you can be a doctor. So let's assume that you are going to now explore every option possible, and you need some flexibility there, but at the same time you do need a job, you need to pay the bills, and you also need work experience, and you're exploring the two options, quality assurance or regulatory affairs, and they're both really great paths. You will learn a lot in either role, and I think the two paths actually converge. But in your situation, you have to determine, okay, well, is being a doctor still on the table? And if it is, you're gonna need some flexibility, right? You're gonna need some flexibility to do your studies, to explore options, to meet people, to talk to them. Your role in this QA or regulatory affairs job could also be very temporary as a result. And then finally, it'd be good to learn a skill set that you can apply to your job as a doctor, right? So when you factor that in, you want something with flexibility, you want something that won't tie you down, you want something where you'll learn a lot of skills that could actually complement you in your job or career as a doctor, and you want to also have something that gives you the ability to be a mom, to be the provider of your family. And so when you factor all those things in, for me, I think the best option for you is a job in regulatory affairs. Now, QA, like I said, is going to teach you a lot. You're going to learn so much, and you may be able to get a job faster in that function, and that's ultimately up to you to decide whether you want to just take the hit and go into QA. I think you ultimately want something that gives you that flexibility, that gives you the ability to look at options to become a doctor, and also to provide for your child. That means dropping them off at school, picking them up at school, taking to the activities, doing the whole parenting thing. You need that flexibility, and I think you're going to get that more with regulatory affairs than you would with QA. With QA, you have to be on the production floor. You're at a set time frame. It could be emergencies that happen, production is shut down. Maybe there's some sort of recall or something along those lines that require your attention and long hours as a result. Now, that experience is going to be amazing for you, but like I said, in your particular circumstance and in your particular situation, I think regulatory affairs gives you the more flexibility that you need to explore your other options. And also, when it comes to regulatory affairs, you're going to understand the legal or regulatory landscape of perhaps the medications, medical devices, or supplements or foods that will be part of your treatment options to your patients. And for you to understand the regulations and the legalities of it all, and having that context will really help you guide, or at least provide context to your decisions when you're providing advice to your patients. So fellow viewer, I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you again for your detailed question. It was perfect. It was the exact amount of information that I was looking for. Now, of course, I don't have your full situation. I don't know you that well, and I am working off the information that you did provide to me. If you want, fire me more questions through my website, 101mentoring.com. Fire me questions over LinkedIn, or if you really want to explore this topic on a more deeper level, book a one-on-one session with me. You can go to my products and services page. You can find my services there. We can book a time and go into your situation on a more deeper level, and hopefully I can help you out even more. Guys, if you have a question you want me to answer in a future video, just like this one, you know where to find me. Submit your questions to me, 101mentoring.com, and I'll answer it in a future video just like this. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.